How's it going, everyone? Unretired here, and I'm here today with Tigwig. How's it going, buddy?
It's not bad. How are you today?
Not too shabby. So,
Awesome.
first off, sorry that we haven't been posting in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Uh,
that last one kind of snuck by, didn't it?
yeah, we've been pretty busy, and last week was a long weekend for us as well. So, we do our own things first before the game, obviously. And yeah, so let's announce our winner for the giveaway key that for the repopulation. So Tig, you wanna see who won?
Yes, I will happily say that. Let me just make sure that our promotions department did this properly. I believe the fellow's name is Maelvo, Maelvo. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
That's
good. Yeah,
the YouTube handle that he used and to
exactly.
comment on one of our videos. And sounds like he doesn't have a game yet, so it should be a good fit for him. And
That's
I'm
right.
looking forward to handing this one over. So I will attempt to contact him, I guess, via YouTube, because that's my only real method. And we'll get that key to him. So congratulations, Mailvo. Isn't that kind of awesome that we actually got to give that away?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that, and we'll try to get more keys, guys. Just don't expect it. If we do have more, then we'll be glad to give them away to people that don't have the game as of yet. So stay tuned. Once we do have another one, we'll tell you right away.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that you know, being that we're some sort of press media, maybe one day we'll have some sort of special privilege.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So while we were off, there was a patch, and not too much has happened patch-wise. To be honest with you, there were some
Yeah,
obviously
like
some graphic improvements,
not a lot of balance
UI.
stuff or anything.
No, I know
But
that you know a bit more than me about that, so let's go on with that.
yeah, so I mean, a couple cool things got put in. So we now have there's the kind of the revamp of Entertainer, that whole idea of the abilities that let you buff people with your dancing or your storytelling or whatever. And so there's these new mini games they're putting in that make it much more, instead of just hitting the buttons in the right order, now it's actually knowing you got to play a little game, right? So maybe it keeps you interested. And the first one is a music-based minigame, which is like I guess I don't know, Guitar Hero in the Repop. I mean,
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
like I haven't actually played this. I've seen it on I think they demoed it on the stream briefly, and I saw it there briefly, and it was kind of neat. But I don't have an instrument on my character. You need an instrument. It says that when you play an instrument now, when you're in a rest area, it starts this mini game, and I know what it looks like, which is it looks like another toolbar pops up at the top of your screen with like 4 or 5 options, kind of like the hacking mini game that's in right now,
Oh yeah.
and you have to click stuff that it tells you to click. I don't know how it works, but that's what it's supposed to look like. So that's only the first cool thing that went in this patch. But apparently, I'm just reading here that this mini game is the first of many mini games, or at least 2 more mini games, which will be based on dancing and storytelling. So this is just the first piece of a entertainer sort of package that you can be. You can either be a multi whatever entertainer, or you can just be specialized in something and raise the skills in, say, storytelling only. And that's only entertainment related stuff right now. That's not even like half of what went in this patch when it comes to that kind of stuff. Where's the big one here? Combat animations. Have you played much since our last little talk there, Mr. Unretired?
Yeah, well, I did make a video, a combat video, for melee weapons and combat. Um, I don't really see that much of a difference, to be honest with you.
I know what you mean. I played a little bit over the weekend. I did at least a few hours worth, I'd say, and I didn't really notice that much of a difference either. It nothing that struck my nothing that actually made me think, oh, they changed the animations. I didn't notice anything that made me think differently. So if they did, maybe they're just really subtle. I don't know. I haven't noticed them.
Yeah, it's still the same old problem where you start attacking the mob, and I mean, if you guys are looking at my part of the video, you'll see I attack a mob and it goes right behind me right away, which is kind of weird because it happens for everything. It doesn't matter if you're doing melee or range. The it's always going behind you. So I'll just give you an example right here. I know Tig, you can't see it, but give me a second. So I'm just gonna attack this set line here, and as soon as see, this time I'm attacking it, it's not even going behind me. But usually it does. See, it's almost going behind me again.
I'll keep getting better and protect everyone.
So yeah, okay, anyways, it's not happening in the way I want it to. It's only when we're not recording that it's not happening.
Yeah, of course, right. I mean, I don't know. I've got a little baby set lying here that wants to kill me, so who knows what this combat could show off exactly what we want to show off. And no, it's not.
Yeah, and the combat still feels a bit clunky. Even when I'm attacking, you guys can actually see that it is. I don't want to say it's buggy, but the frame rate kind of drops on combat. They really need to work on it.
Yeah.
The game needs a lot of polish. I mean, it looks better compared to last patch, somewhat. If I look at the environment, it does look better.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some neat improvements in when they did the lighting upgrade on all of the armor, where they added all those different ways that armor can now reflect properly and stuff, and that made a huge difference on some armor sets. Like, it made them look so photorealistic, I guess, if you had a piece of armor to compare to in real life. But it made it look so much cooler, and recently, I mean, those are cool and all, but I want to see some of the other, you know, underlying features go in.
Yeah, I mean, before beta, they do have a lot of work to do still on their UI, and they really need to polish the game, to be honest, because it does look like a Star Wars Galaxies version, but a bit better in graphic-wise.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to be blunt, but I'm going to be blunt. There's a lot of stuff that can easily scare people away if they're not expecting this. And I know that this is going to change, you know, throughout beta, throughout, you know, even at launch, you know, stuff's going to probably look a lot better than it already does. But it has to be made, it has to be said at least, so that it's not just silent and we're not just accepting of the way things are right now, because they're not polished right now. And it, you know, it just has to be said. They will, hopefully, but if nobody mentions these things that are kind of glaringly broken right now, then maybe they'll get skipped over, or they won't receive the attention they deserve, and they should, because this game has a lot of potential, right?
Oh, it does have massive potential. Speaking of massive, there is going to be an event, if you're not entirely familiar with it. It's PAX.
Yeah, if you're not entirely familiar with it, but you're a gamer of any sorts, then PAX should matter to you.
That's exactly right. I mean, not everybody knows about PAX, obviously, but PAX, there's PAX there's one in Europe, there's one in the States, then there's a whole bunch of other ones like Gamescom and all that stuff.
It's huge now, yeah.
So the developers of this game will be attending PAX. If you're interested in the game and you know that you're going to be attending PAX, we highly suggest that you drop by, go talk to them, ask them questions, not the easy ones, but ask them the hard to answer questions, stuff that you really want to see in the game and or are interested of seeing for this type of game. I believe Tig, you know their booth number?
Yeah, they will be in booth number 7017. That is 7017 on the PAX map, which is probably massive this year.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're coming up against quite a bit of competition, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, this is like a prime place for people to go show off their new games and new stuff that's coming up. So there's going to be a lot of people around that are going to try and take the attention away onto their own product. So they really got to show something big for this one.
Honestly, what you need to see is them announcing beta. better release.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that, I mean, I have no idea. Again, we don't know. But I think it would be very big news if they announced that at PAX, and then we're able to open this up even further to a bigger audience and get that many more people involved, because they need a lot more people if they want to have proper hardcore testing, and even if they want to like load test the servers for real.
Oh, that's correct. Does a babysit like killing my medbot?
So PAX is, I mean, that's going to be a really big deal for them. I don't know exactly which developer is going to be at PAX, but, you know, I mean, JC and Josh are the big ones, and I'm assuming Josh probably will be at PAX, perhaps with some other people that you might have seen on the forums before. So I would say, like, if you're going to be there, definitely show how excited you are. Talk to them, you know, engage them. That's going to drive these guys to really finish their game, is the passion that we all have to play this game.
Oh, that's absolutely true. I mean, I'm just like throwing it out there that I want beta to come out, because I do want more people to enjoy the game in itself, and the features and the nostalgia of actually like kind of playing Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, all the potential is there for it to really be that replacement that we all want, where we can just sink hours into crafting cool stuff and all that. But there's just a few things right now that make it frustrating, and those things are so close to being fixed, so close that beta is not that far off, and could feasibly come with PAX. Who knows, right?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, if you're going to PAX, guys, do make sure to go see them. I mean, you can definitely, you know, ask them for a beta key or something, you know.
Yeah, they might hook you up. If you're seeing them in person, they're probably more likely to hook you up than ever.
Yeah, or even tell them, hey, yeah, these two guys, they make a podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
Publicity, man.
Yeah, you know, a couple hundred views here or there. That's, you know, you're reaching an audience, right?
Yeah, and at least one of these people here might very well go to PAX, so we have a good shot. It's you know, those odds aren't that bad.
No, they're not that bad, obviously, but who knows what they're gonna announce? Maybe hardcore.
Oh yeah, I mean, we know that that's coming, but it'll be interesting to see if that's talked about, how that's demonstrated, because hardcore is going to be a big selling point. A lot of people want consequences when they play the game. They want it to like matter when they do something, and I bet the PAX audience is probably a good audience for that kind of thing too, because I bet a lot of those people play EVE Online and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you do enjoy the PvP scene, if you do enjoy the PvP scene, obviously this will be something for you since it's hardcore.
Haha. Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I'm excited for it, but I don't even know how much crying there's going to be. I think there's going to be a lot of salty tears when hardcore hits, when people not even realizing it's just going to be so brutal at first until the kind of the status quo is established with the people that can actually fend off other people's like surviving and becoming something of themselves. It's going to be awesome watching that happen, though.
Yeah, we'll probably, hopefully we'll probably be seeing big nations against big nations raids and whatnot.
Yeah, man.
For that hardcore rule set.
That the whole siege system is not even in yet, right? That's a big selling point. That's going to really impact hardcore. Holy crap. People's bases getting completely leveled. Their like entire towns getting owned.
I wouldn't want to lose my town.
Can you imagine, right? Can you imagine how long it took our nation to get what it has, for that to be taken over just because some other nation decides to be jerks about it? Like, man, that would kill us.
Well, in our nation, we do have some of the best crafters the game has to offer.
I mean,
so
we'd build a new one pretty quick, but that's not the point.
God, that mount, the speeder sound is so annoying.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm not riding mine around right now. It's to save people's ears.
Yeah, if you guys heard that, sorry. Yeah, it's not a very pleasant sound. They should actually change that. So if said developers listening to this, you better change the sound of that
I
speeder
think
bike.
there's been a few forum posts about it already, because yeah, I mean, I think that's just a placeholder. They put it in because they're trying to fix the fact that there wasn't any real speeder sound, and now they've created a monster.
Yeah, it just sounds horrible, to be honest with you.
It hurts. It's one of those, you could use it for torture after a while, right?
Yeah. Oh, it is pure torture just going on with that. You have to take off the sound.
Yep. Yep. Please, devs, if you're watching, please change that speed or sound. Make sure that happens before anything close to launch. I know that you guys are probably on top of your game, but please, for the love of God, please.
Yeah, but before beta, please.
Yeah. The sooner you save our ears, the better we can test other things for you, right?
Yeah, by the end of the month.
We could put some pressure on.
Maybe. Let's talk about maybe what we can talk about, what you guys would like to hear about for our next podcast. So we will be on time this week, which will be on the weekend. Most likely a Sunday evening release. Hopefully,
Yeah,
if we'll get together and we'll probably discuss that. There's a lot of points that we can talk about. Maybe some crafting. I don't know if you guys are interested in that. I'm very well versed in crafting, Soy's take, but that's probably what the most time that I've spent in the game is crafting, right?
Yeah, I mix it up these days. So, I mean, I have a very good understanding of the general concepts, but when it comes to specialization, I'm probably not your man anymore. So I might just defer to you.
Cool. Yeah. We can go through the basics and what you need to do to start off and to actually be able to enjoy the crafting scene, because it is very, very, very heavy. It's something that you can accomplish something alone, but you absolutely need other people to help you out. And we speak by experience.
Yeah, I mean, we say this every time we talk about it, but you definitely need to make friends if you want to craft, because you just can't go it alone. So make friends, whether it's nations or just people that are willing to trade with you. Make friends.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the first thing you should be doing is to try to find a nation that'll help you out, grow those skills up. As you can see, like, I'm just bashing these set langs and it'll just leveling up my melee combat skills. And you can do it that way, or you can be in a group, get some higher mobs, and actually make a much bigger difference in your skill ups. So that's another thing, guys, you have to consider if you're going to be playing this game. It's not a single player game. It is, but not as much as you think.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people like to play MMOs like that these days, but Repop just does not really lend itself well to being a complete solo survivalist. Eventually you're going to come into a situation where it's going to be a lot easier to live if you just work with somebody else briefly.
Exactly. What would you think about this situation? Do you think it's more suited for a casual or someone that has way too much time on their hands?
Well, that question comes up a lot, and I think that it's there are aspects of the game that work for both. You can play it casually, but the people who sink all day, all night into it are going to advance that much faster.
Sure.
When it comes down to it right now, there's not a lot of anything that really is even between those types of players that would allow, that would force the faster player to slow down and skill up slower. Like, there's nothing that forces that, really. If he's willing to put in countless hours attacking things that grant him further skill ups, or mining the same rocks over and over that grant him skill ups, then he's going to have that advantage over the other person who doesn't have the time to put in. The only real thing, I mean, after a while it won't matter, because the bonuses from the skill ups, or from your skill being at a certain level, only, there's diminishing returns after if you're, say, at like 50,000 skill points in a skill. I think you probably have 5 times as many as you really need to be amazing at that ability or that crafting skill, whatever the hell it is, right? Yeah, like, it's kind of, so the people that are willing to put in the time, yes, they're going to get there faster, but once they reach a certain point, they're not going to have anything over somebody who casually got to the same place, right?
Name it, I've got it.
So it's just going to be time. Casual players can enjoy this game, but if you're expecting to go toe-to-toe with somebody who plays it day in and day out, you just can't. I'm sorry. That's just, the cruel reality, the cruel, harsh reality. But that's not saying you can't have fun playing it. If you're casual. Like, I only really play casually these days, and I still have a blast, because I just go out there and I mine some rocks and I shoot some mobs, and when I'm done, I just wander back to base, right?
Exactly. I mean, and think about it this way, even if you are casual, just, take advantage of those hardcore players, then they can actually help you out even more.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. In our nation, we had a few hardcore guys that never seemed to be logged off, and they were very reliable for all the parts you need and everything.
Oh yeah.
I
Like
have
when
a
you
few
would
people in mind.
when you would ask the, yeah, we know quite a bit of people.
Exactly.
Good times.
Yeah, I miss those guys. I wish they weren't on hiatus. Hint, hint.
Yeah, we know where they are. We'll have to. Oh, good point on mentioning them, guys. If you are on a West Coast server, don't forget to put in your application to transfer to East Coast if you don't want to, one, wipe, or two, play on the hardcore server, which will be the West Coast one. All right. So if you do apply to go to East Coast, you won't lose your character and whatever you have. But if you stay on the West Coast, you start off from scratch. Everything's gonna get wiped on West Coast.
Yep, they've confirmed it now. It's on the website. It's on the forums. It's official. Hardcore is coming in a few months. They say, like, I don't know, end of October or somewhere in there. And I mean, that's just them throwing places out there. So I don't know for sure, but that means that it's real. And if you stick around, you will eventually lose your character on West if you don't think about saving it. So think about it. Act now, and don't get caught at the end when they're probably going to be processing 1 million of those requests.
Yeah, no kidding. So Tick and I will be putting those links in the description of our videos.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we talked about quite a bit of things today. We gave out the key packs, talked about a bit of the game, the patch. Nothing too fancy came out for the patch for us, anyways. Nothing that would be of super interest or game breaking.
Yeah, no, nothing really controversial or that changes the dynamics. It's just, I don't know, aesthetic changes mostly.
Ooh, dancing. All right, so that's it for today, guys. Stay tuned for our next episode, which will be at the end of the week, which is Sunday. And so, or you can watch it on Monday if either of us posts it on Monday as well. So make sure to follow, subscribe, and make sure you leave your comments so we can talk about more things together. And we always reply to most of your comments when we do have time. So don't be shy about that.
Yeah. As always, it's been a blast, guys. We'll see you in the next video.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next time. Take care, guys.